but he's got to kind of rise to the occasion. He's got, you know, his team together. Qualifying for the major would definitely be a phenomenal start for him and his team, and I know Hastro would certainly be happy about that. But it's Furia. I mean, this team, best Brazilian team in the world, like it's going to be a hard team to beat.
Oh, we are underway. Pistoran going to be running straight towards the ramp. Nice start from Moose. Que Cerrado is gone. Well, his teammates trying to back away as much as possible. Moose is quite a little bit lost, but eventually he will kill off Art as well. Now, CT side trying to fight this one back. Nice work from Henny. But again, the trades just coming back and forth. The T's bombarding them, and Mihu. Well, it's definitely weird seeing him on Team MV, but he's still hitting headshots just like he was back in Poland. Henny now looking for the quad kill. So much left to do. There's even a player hiding in the smoke. And Moose will finish off what he started. A good start for Team MB. Furia, well, I wonder if we're going to see the force buy here.
Did Vinny have dualies?
Hell yeah.
I know I did see a pair of, okay, it was Vinny. He did have dualies. I saw Mihu pick it up for a split second before I realized, wait, this is dualies. Screw that. I'm picking up a USP. All right. And you also see the Max 7. All right. So, I mean, it's not quite the XM you wanted to see. I know who you're going to kind of be favoring this round. But MV off to a strong start either way. First round done and dusted with. Got the Mac 10s, 2 AKs, a Galil as well. Art on a quick rotate, looks like, towards Secret.
Yeah, Art, I feel like, is one of the most annoying players in Counter-Strike to play against. Like, he could be anywhere and everywhere on the map at the same time. You feel like no matter where you push, you're going to come across this guy. So, definitely someone to watch. Always difficult to play against. And I think their double AWP setup is one to be feared. I'm not expecting it on Nuke. It's not a very common strategy. Sure, you can have one watching outside and on ramp, but it leaves you very open to upper rushes. So, I'm hoping we're not going to see too much of that. T-side, and be taking a lot of map control. But Vinny is doing exactly the same thing. He's basically clearing out a lot of positions, saying, okay, well, they're not in the lobby. I've not heard anything towards the ramp, so chances are everybody's outside, and that means that Henny's going to switch his position. He's got someone covering Mini for him, and Furia actually have so much information here that this is about to become quite tough for Envy.
Hey, Serrato, gonna get the first. Gonna get a second one on Nifty. Don't tell me he gets a third up against Mihu with the AK, and finally he will be shut down, but things are equalized. 3 apiece for both teams. Henny's gonna change that up, though, and now Moose is gonna do the same. Just so back and forth, and considering Envy won the first round and what they had invested, this is a close round. Henny now with the AK in hand, looking for the kill up against Moose, but he does come out on top. Moose gonna close it out with a triple kill. Still a costly round for Envy as Furia have the Deagles there. Still closed out. 2-0 start for them. Not a bad start considering this is their map choice. Do you well, you asked me like who I thought was gonna win this one, who I thought was like the favored. You never kind of gave your opinion on it.
Yeah, I would definitely go the way of Furia. But even after the first couple of rounds, I think it's going to be difficult to see MV like have much consistency. I think they've got a lot of talented individuals, but I don't know if their squad necessarily has the synergy. They've lost to some teams that I think Furia would be able to beat quite easily. And I think Furia have been on the rise actually recently. They were a team that obviously started very well and their organization sort of blew up out of nothing. Slowed down a bit. It seems like teams got used to playing against them and then just came back with a vengeance. And yeah, as you said, they're now rated the best team in Brazil. I don't think there's really anybody who can argue that at the moment, although you always want to see IBR make that comeback. Also, they're just enjoyable to watch. Like, I don't know many people. It might just be me living under a rock. I don't know many people who dislike Furia. Like, there's a lot of hate in the world. There's a lot of people who dislike certain players, dislike certain teams. I don't really see anyone going, oh, I really don't like Furia, because they are just exciting to watch. They have some ridiculously talented players. And they just play, like, aggressive, in-your-face Counter-Strike, which, well, it can backfire on them sometimes, but more often than not, they can pull it off.
But on that note in particular, like, they're playing a style that not many teams really play, and it's kind of refreshing, right? I remember watching around earlier on the mainstream before we started. I think it was FaZe Clan up against North on Overpass. And Sponge got like super excited because a team started to push aggressively on Overpass. And he's like, I'm so tired of seeing teams play so slow. And when you get Furia, you don't get that kind of style, which is, it's just nice to see. Now they're going for the double up setup with Henny and Art. This is going to be a thing of beauty if they can get it set up correctly. I just wonder where they're going to position themselves. I'm assuming one towards heaven, maybe on the outside, and then one towards ramp. But if this doesn't work for you, then like that's an unfortunate start. That's a 4-0 against you, and you're not going to afford to double ups for a little bit of time.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's a strategy that can be quite easily to adapt to. As said, those upper site rushes when you have 2 AWPs are really difficult to hold on to. So it's a bit of a worry for me. I can actually have a look where both AWPs are playing. So you've got Henny actually almost using it like a shotgun. He's going to be playing right in to the A site. So he is someone who's renowned for his pixel flicks. But it's going to be impressive to see. Okay. Nifty with a tasty little one tap. Art's AWP is gone. Even challenging outside, they're going to be the victors. And now the CT side are in a bit of trouble. The other thing with the double AWP setup, which is a thing on every single map, very expensive. And while with Vinny getting aggressive, he's also going to be caught. It seems like MV's strategy so far in this round is be patient. They'll come to us.
I think that's been most teams' response to the style of Fury, isn't it? It's just, we know they're going to get aggressive. Just wait. Eventually, they're going to run into you. Might be able to, well, I guess more often than not, get the kill. You see Henny with that little push onto Ryan does immediately turn his attention towards heaven, realizing they've given up the outside control. Henny's in such a tough spot. So many angles he has to be prepared for. The bomb slowly make its way towards lower, which maybe who's kind of already in a position, though there is going to be a player towards lower. I think it's Yuri. And he's not there to bail him out, and now probably should just save the op at this rate. Spots out ahead of Calix, hits the shot. Now he needs to just survive. A 1-on-3, no reason to challenge us out, and he immediately heads back towards T-spawn.
Yep, this is just going to be the attempted save, but I wouldn't be overly surprised if Envy actually try and hunt this one down. They are sat with plenty of cash. That was almost a bonus round for them, but they came in with basically a full buy. Like, they had everything they could ever desire. They sure they had a Galil, but that was kind of picking at nothing when you're complaining about just having a Galil over another rifle. It's definitely not as good, but viable nonetheless. And more Henty, they are going to start hunting him down. It's only going to be one player, so Nifty not really too worried. He'd like the ult for his own, but he's not going to get anything. And now the CT side probably just going to try and play off this gun with some pistols. It's definitely not the start that Furia were looking for, especially on the CT side, but going to see a bit of investment. Actually going to drop over an MP9 to Quesarado. It will leave his money a little bit lower down, but of course, at this point, their loss bonus is maximized, so Henny can easily afford to buy up an AWP in the next round. And it looks like Art's still saving cash to buy another one, so the double up setup is clearly something that they want to continue with going forward.
Wasn't too successful before. We saw the dismantling for Envy against them. Again, pushing out of hut. Ryan's going to get the first. Going to be spotted out, though, trying to go for the Molotov. Smokes on outside, and he doesn't have an opportunity to hit a shot here. Again, Envy just playing this kind of slow, realizing that Fury are going to try to push, make a play happen. I find it hard on Nuke to play around and off like this on CT side, because it's not like you can get aggressive and open up any kills. You kind of have to play defensive and hope they go your direction. And then from there, the kills you do get are in a position that they can pick up the guns, which doesn't seem to be working out too well for him so far. See him just trying to hold that little bit of a cross, but as we can see, there's really no one coming that direction. One player has gotten down towards lower. That's going to be Calix. Again, Envy are taking their time. Like, they're putting the pressure on Furia, forcing them to be the one to make a play, like we saw in the round prior. Calix. All too easy for him.
Realize that it's now going to be this site. However, Vinny coming up from behind. That's a free kill. A rifle into his hand. Somehow, this slow round has actually played into the CT's control. 2 AKs retrieved. 30 seconds left on the clock. The bomb in the meantime is going to be heard. It's made its way onto the B site. Nifty will get it down with an AWP in hand. You hear the rotations coming. Going to be mainly onto Calix, waiting for them to come around the corner. The spray's a bit wild, but he gets both kills, leaving just one man standing. Calix, that is unreal. 3 players run into his crosshair, and he finds every single one. I said, going into this match, are we going to see the players playing to the potential they have. Calyx, someone in the past who was basically Zontaras' right-hand man. That was absolute filth.
I mean, that spray was definitely wild, like you said. Still pulls it together, though, to get that second player. Ooh, classic knife fade looks sick on Caserado. Sorry, just had to mention that. But what a job by them. Like, again, we saw the ops come in. They have a double op setup yet again. It's not really worked for them so far. Even the solo op setup hasn't worked out too well. And MV are just more than happy to play a super slow kind of style. It's net them 5 rounds so far, so why wouldn't you keep doing it? And it doesn't seem like FURIA can really get these ops set in a position to do much. I mean, now Art has gone towards Secret. I like this spot. There's just no one out there for him to shoot right now.
And MV fall back into this slow play. It was working for them up until that push onto the A site. Then again, if one of your players can spray down 3 people, I guess it works, right?
Yeah, count it. That's a viable strat.
Pull up setup. Art in a good position, and this time he is going to get the opener. No luck this time for Nifty. Always been an enjoyable player to watch with this AWP. I think the battle between him and Henny is going to be an exciting one. Yuri onto the board. Onto the board in style. 2 kills to his name, dropping the bomb outside. They know exactly where Moose is. They'll have to do one better than his teammate in the last round, and this time it's not going to happen. FURIA, they break the deadlock. They get themselves onto 1. They are going to be able to keep the double AWP setup forward as well. Yuri's one of those players, though, I think, although it definitely does come across now that people rate him more highly than they used to. There was a time where Caserado was the poster boy of this team, and I think Yuri basically was the back seat. I think he was criminally underrated. Definitely one of the players to watch when it comes to this FURIA roster. But then again, I didn't really think there's anybody that you don't want to be keeping an eye on. This aggression that you sometimes see. Him and Art are the main players to try and get up in your face. A deep smoke down, but there's an AWP on the other side. Boosting over the top of the boxes to try and find an angle, but as of right now, nothing found.
That sounds like a commentator curse that I'm used to getting here, Tom. Oh, Nifty. Talking about his op. Able to do some decent work with it. That's a second kill. In the last 2 rounds, able to open things up. Last time it was on to Art inside of Secret. They're going to go for the delayed push on outside yet. I mean, it's not as delayed as they have been doing before, but it is kind of a delayed take overall. Smoke set up. Look how far they actually are out, by the way, over towards main. Like, they're not just kind of cutting off the lane to get straight in towards Secret. They actually gives them a little bit more real estate to play with, and also prevents the CTs from pushing out from those spots to spray down as easily in towards Secret into that transition. See what's going to work out for me. You have Henny still going to be watching towards ramp. Most players still thinking it potentially will be coming on the upper bomb site, but as we can see, 25 seconds left to go. It's going to be go time here momentarily, and Envy, we need a couple of kills here to secure this.
The thing is, the CTs, I don't think they didn't even realize that this was happening. It was only the players on ramp that really reacted, and because of that, there's nobody actually down on this lower bomb site. It's a bomb plant, a 5v4, and the CT side, wow. They're just going to have to save. Still lightning fast shots coming out from Henny, but yeah, this is the other issue with the double AWP, is that retakes are just not a thing. Like, you have to try and deny them early. Sure, from the ramp there are some players that could definitely ping off a shot or 2, but I'm not a fan. Double AWP setup on Nuke. It may just be me personally, but it hasn't been working so far, and I feel like especially someone like Art, he can be so dynamic with the rifle, with the way that he aggresses. I definitely wouldn't take it out of Henny's hand, but I like to see him play rifles sometimes when he's able to move around a little bit more, not necessarily be stuck in one spot. Of course, luckily, the round that they did win was relatively clean, Jason, so the buy's going to be fine.
I'm thinking to myself, at what point, if you're FURIA here, do you just say, all right, no more double op, it's not working? I mean, obviously, we're still in early times, but seeing a 6-1 scoreline does put a little bit of worry in me. I mean, I think we both had FURIA pinned as the favorites in this
Yep.
matchup. I don't think many people out there could say anything against that, but Envy are making some very quick work with them. 6-1. And this gap just seems to be growing wider. Like, you have to ask yourself, if you're at what point do you just stop going for the double ops? Yeah, I guess they've tried being aggressive before in some of these rounds, but they've been caught up for the most part. So maybe they feel like running double ops will force them to play more passive, which then Envy, won't really be able to get as many early kills on. But as we've been seeing, still a pretty good success rate so far.
Again, just holding. And that's what it's been. It's been a pretty slow start to every single round. Not the most exciting to watch, but gets into the last 45 to 30 seconds. That's when Envy seemed to spring into life. Once again, we're going to see some very aggressive orbit from Art. Playing all the way around the outside of red. If they do try and go in this direction, they'll have to kill him, but it seems like this time they are switching up their angles. In fact, the orbs have been split now onto opposite sides of the map. One on the ramp, one on towards outside. Now, it does give them a lot of information, but Henny needs to hit his shots. Already missing the first, but the second will go his way. The Molotov going to leave him burning. He needs another kill, but he will fall. Luckily, his teammates are doing the work, or at least you'd think. It's going to be Calyx find a kill. Quesarado from above, still here and holding. Not going to allow anybody past this gauntlet. They all walk in one by one. And it's an easy cleanup for him in the end.
It's just so funny to be heading that position and basically have all 5 players rushing towards ramp, and he still misses the first shot. I feel like it's harder to miss a shot there than it is to hit a shot, considering how many bodies you can shoot at against. But he does get enough work done. Of course, Quesarado getting those finishers up and towards the top side of upper does help. And they do get around on the board. Again, it wasn't really off the success of double ops. They're still going to stick to it, and why not when you obviously had it in the last round and you didn't lose any of them. We're going to see Envy, though, on not necessarily a force-up, but they're definitely lacking a lot of the utility they've been using to get these rounds they do have. We have Moose on just a Deagle, Ryan with no utility, Mihu with no utilities, all on Nifty. Someone's going to need to hit, I guess, a really good shot here, and maybe take away a gun. And look at that, Mihu just getting a little bit lucky with that nade, taking the door out right when he's out of range.
FURIA now trying to force more map control. Make these slow rounds a little bit more difficult, but it is basically how slow Envy are playing that is forcing the CT side to try and basically steal things away, not allow them to have these fast rotations back at the end of the round, because if they can reduce the positions they can go in, it's going to be tough. Art, he's all in here. He has to go for it. He actually hits both players. A tag, and he's slowing them down. He's holding it back, but he flicks too far, and it's going to be traded. Rotation this time, however, will be quick. That's the one thing of him playing so aggressive. They now know exactly where this is going, but Ryan turns it into a 4v3. Does he expect another player to be here, though? Vinny keeping things going, but it's more on Quesarado. Bit scared about being surrounded. He has to keep switching between the two spots. It's definitely not ideal, and unfortunately, they've started going back. But Yuri has thought of this. 15 seconds left. He wants to try and deny the bomb plant. He's not going to be able to, as they've already made it onto the cross. He's going to start running forward, and Incendiary goes out, but it's too little too late. I think he thought they were backing round from heaven, in fact, already on the site. And Quesarado, he's not there to stop them this time.
Yeah, Art, he just needed a little bit more there on a secret play. The good Molotov as well. It kind of like cut off his retreat. He did have 2 options, though, when the Molly landed. Back away, stay alive, or get aggressive and look for the kill, and he chose the latter of those 2 options. And only with the 1 kill, it's not really going to be enough to hold them back. I guess if he maybe got a second, I think there was maybe the option to get the third. The flashbang he threw didn't quite catch out on anyone. I did like, though, how Nifty kind of sat back. So the rest of his teammates, okay, Ryan died in the bomb, a little unfortunate. But he sat back, like towards red, and looked for any flankers towards secret. And then he ended up pushing straight towards vents and then going down it to join his team. And then obviously, as you saw, they went back up towards the A-bomb side anyways. So I like that kind of like, not necessarily bait, but the kind of read to protect his team if their flank does come in. We're gonna see a timeout come in for Fury, and I'd say that's definitely needed. 7-2. Envy are kind of starting to run away with this game.
Yeah,
Their
no,
money isn't the best though, to be fair, so one round could break the bank.
I think FURIA need that as well. I want to give credit over to Nifty so far as well. It seems like the mid-round calling from Envy has actually been spot on. Like, these slow defaults, not necessarily committing anywhere. Like, you see them, like, challenge on ramp, challenging towards the door, spray a bit, and then they go for a late outside take. And then when they do go down, they get a couple of kills. There was only one man on the B side, but they decided, okay, we know there's going to be someone there, maybe someone around the ramp. Let's go back up to A. Let's try and find a clear sight. And each time the mid-round call, other than where they tried to back into Quesarado, they've been spot on each time. So, good work from him. I think his players also performing very well. Ryan with a 3K in that round. We've seen Mihu doing well. Nifty himself. Not really been a weak link. And, well, speak of the man, and he shall arise. It is just going to be some early trades, however. Are able to do work this time with the AWP. Actually going to rotate back around. I think they're trying to find out a little bit earlier. Envy are actually going. Vinny has got to be so careful here. He's going to start getting pre-fired. Vinny does fall back, but doesn't quite get the kill. Art, again, is able to trade. Still going to leave them in a 3v3, although Calyx, well, he's given a bit of a freebie there as Henny doesn't connect his shot.
Oh, Henny's going to land that one, though. 3-on-2 now. Mihu and Calyx. Art, he hits the shot. That was quite a little bit of a flick going in there. Didn't expect him so close range, I guess. Calyx alone against 3 with 50 seconds left. So he has the time. Got the weaponry. Seems they have an idea of where he's going to be. You can see Henny going to be watching straight to the door in heaven. Art was watching his back. Now he'll be watching towards main, expecting Calyx just round this corner, which he will do. Looks like FURIA with that timeout should be able to take a third round here. And there's not many teams out there that you can talk about consistency and timeouts and winning the round thereafter. Good step in the right direction for them. And it looks like Calyx just going to save the weapon. I mean, yeah, 15 seconds left. Again, the money's not really there. Mihu's the best one, currently dead at 1,500. Calyx on 2,300. Might be that not only road to Rio, but the road to a comeback here for FURIA. As they're going to take their third round. Third round? That doesn't make sense, dude.
Getting late. We can skip that one. But yeah, Art coming alive with the AWP. Most of the kills he was actually getting were trade frags as well. So important to see him step up. We are going to get a buyback in. Now, the saved AWP has not really been like the mad fragger, you could say. But the amount of openings that Nifty's been getting so far have been vital to the squad. He's been able to help dominate outside, and although last round he was traded, he's definitely had more success than failure. These once again, though, they're going to group up into the lobby. It's been mostly slow plays. Wonder if they're eventually going to pick up the pace.
Super surprised. With the op, like, I guess it was rescue before, but this is gonna be tough. I mean, he's been consistent in getting like initial kills on outside, and I think very few rounds. Maybe the last one was the first one where he dies thereafter. This is gonna be the second round, I guess, technically, where he dies without getting anything. You can see Art realize there's no one else outside. It's just kind of a little bit of a bait potentially to allow them to get in towards ramp room, but I still don't see a world where they get the plant down here at the moment. Way too many CTs in position, and Art's going to connect that shot, but Calyx does get the dink on him at least. This fan through the smoke at a Yuri will net them the round. So 4-7 now. We're starting to see the snowball potentially take effect for them because we see Envy have no money to spend. Ideally, this is a 5th round for FURIA. So 7 rounds is nothing to really scoff at playing T-side Nuke.
I think Art finally starting to win some of those duels outside has definitely made a difference. Like, that was the main haven, at least initially, for T-side. Also, Quesarado switching up to ramp seems to have worked quite nicely as well. They haven't been able to really get too far without taking a bit of damage. That's something that FURIA does do quite well. switch up in positions. Now Vinny, chance to pad his stats, although he's actually only going to get one. Will instead be Yuri. Bomb. Not going to get put down, unfortunately. Not quite there. And Quesarado clean up both. So 5-7. Well, we're definitely getting into the realms of a comeback for Furia. Of course, the T side's definitely not as much of a death trap as it used to be. Well, they still lean it towards the CT side and maybe like a 9-6. I wouldn't say it's anything too dominant. So definitely opportunities for Furia going onto the T side. And I feel like a lot of the time, as said, it's been the calling or the calls, the mid-round changes that have been made by Envy that have actually won them a lot of rounds. So whether or not they'll have that same finesse going onto the CT side, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, definitely more of a chance for the AWP of Nifty to do some damage, but this time he's on the rifle. It's going to be Yuri going down. Utility expended by the CT, so at least try and hold them back. It will at least be a success for the moment. Interestingly, Art is already down on the lower site, around the tunnels in case they do look to go through secret. But for now, it's just patience. And well, that patience leads to a trade.
I kind of feel like a lot of success Envy have had in these rounds was based off their control of outside. They were, in general, winning the trades. Think back to Art playing secret with AWP. Sometimes, actually, I think the 2 times I saw him play it, he did get 1 kill, but then died right after. But Furia, they try to go for a big hold in the beginning towards outside, but they do lose Yuri for this, with Moose going down as well. Look at Henny's position. This just blows my mind. Like the kind of hut position he's holding, looking towards heaven, looking towards main. He luckily has Vinny pushed up to help him out, to watch his back. Seems like main might be the call here for Envy. They're going to line up, and Henny gets a quick double. Vinny's going to fall to Mihu. Damage has been done. Trying to get this bomb plant is going to be so hard, especially with Henny hitting the shot onto Ryan. There you go. Mihu, the last alive now with 3 to 5 with 15 seconds. That's the first, but Quesarado will shut that down. And Furia now up to 6.
Have to enjoy watching Henny play. They're definitely a great addition to this squad. Of course, I believe it was the first time that we actually saw the 2 brothers playing on different teams, was when he was here, and obviously his brother in MIBR. Didn't quite work out as well for Lucas, unfortunately, but for Henny, this has been a big change, a good one at that. Quesarado, he's ready for any sort of aggression that the T's are going to try and throw in here. The bomb already dropped in not the best position. Nifty is going to be able to sneak his way through and steal it back, but this is a round that Furia set already to win. Yuri's starting to connect some shots as well. I think maybe they just came in a little bit cold to this series, because over the last few rounds it seems like it's been all Furia. A shot from Ryan, at least. Don't want to take anything away from Envy. They've still got 7 rounds on the T side. Definitely not a bad position to be in. Hey, not quite going to finish the job, but Ryan, well, I'd be very impressed if he gets any further than that door.
There you go. I mean, this was looking so dominant for Envy. It was making me want to almost rethink my choice of favorite. They won 5 straight in the beginning off the pistol round. But they're running into this kind of brick wall here. That's Furia. Somehow they've been able to build it in time. Still with the double up. Honestly, I'm surprised, and like I want to congratulate them on like committing to the double op even when it didn't work before, and then eventually making it work. Like that takes some dedication. That takes, I guess, some understanding of what they can do and how strong they can be. Art gets the better of Nifty again. Man advantage for them. He's gonna need some help to bail out though. And the smoke seemed to have worked out. How does he get away from it?
No, Moose couldn't find the vent. Oh, it seemed like he was trying to run into it, but got lost in the smoke. This is not going well for Envy. Calyx has managed to sneak his way outside, but... And I was going to say almost goes down, I guess. Mihu's caught another one. This round is... delve into the realm of possibility, especially with Calyx finding another kill, and now it's left to Henny. 15 and 6, he's definitely been playing well with the AWP when he's had the chance. Can he somehow hold on to this round? Definitely wary of Heaven. B site, of course, is free. Any peek in this direction, I'm sure we'll spot a wraparound. Seems like the T's once again are just going to be patient. The bomb is making that rotation back. Gonna hear all the nades being thrown in. Molotov trying to force him out of position. That's exactly what he would do, but he'll hit the shot nonetheless. In the meantime, though, this ruse has been had, as the bomb's gonna go down on B.
Yeah, a little bit of an information play coming through, even though he does die. Lets them know, hey, he's gonna be on upper. Get that bomb swiftly down. Henny with the AK now in hand. Luckily, he does have the kit. Does have a little bit of time to work with. He also has Ryan on 4 HP, so that's a little bit of a good note for him. But time is quickly taken away. It's dissipating so faster, and Henny's going to have to make his move. Mihu's already trailed directly on his angle, but he switches last second. Eventually comes back, and Mihu will close out. And Envy, after looking like they were going to lose that round, they do at least come out of the half with a lead at 8-7, Tom.
Yep, of course. There is going to be a short break. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
We're so far, but so far from close. It's so hard to find my destiny. Try not to drift apart, 'cause you'll be right back at the start. And I don't wanna keep on falling. I gotta stay recalling memories we've lost and found. Explain to me what it's all about.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to be going into the second half, and honestly, Jason, at this point, it could not be closer. MV are going to be going on to the CT side, of course, after what was a decent T side, in all honesty. Like, they get themselves 8 rounds. They go in at the half winning. I don't think they really could have asked for much more than that. However, the question is, can they hold out versus the T side of FURIA? I'm looking at the amount of grenades that's currently been bought up by the Brazilians, and I'm excited for what we're about to see.
Yeah, I think it comes down to Envy. Can they deal with how aggressive FURIA can be? I'm expecting a lot of utility bought up in the future rounds for Envy, and a lot of it used early on to make sure they don't rush any of these positions. I think a lot of Molotovs, a lot of smokes as well. I think, the FURIA has a really nice kind of like future built up for him in the sense of everyone knows they like to be super aggressive. If they ever become a team that can play super slow as well, then that just means that they can force teams to waste so much utility early in these rounds and then just transition off of that with completely late takes. I think that would kind of round them out overall as a team. I know they obviously can do it, but not to the same kind of extent as other teams. Looks like we are ready to go. One player was just taking care of something. I'm not gonna say what it was. I'll tell you later, Tom. If you in your chat want to know, make sure to follow us on Twitter, and I'll let you know. I'll DM you. But here we go. Second half kicking off of our first map of our last game of the day here on the B stream. Envy, FURIA, and Envy in the lead by 1.
It's looking like setting up Dayside, at least initially. They've got a hell of a lot of utility, though. Well, they could use the grenade to blast out the door. Oh, that was good timing. And the smoke going to go straight out. The chance for a vent dive seems almost inevitable here, as they're just going to smoke things off, molly off the top, just to make sure that no one can actually stop them from above. But instead, they'll just spam the smoke and find 2 kills. That is a little bit unlucky for FURIA, but I'm sure the guys at Envy are not going to mind that too much. Trade kills is all the CT side need at this point, but Henny is going to get one for free. Doesn't last long, though, and now Quesarado. 1v3, P250 and a flashbang. He needs to waste as much time as possible, and they even have a smoke for the bomb, but I don't even think he's going to last that long. He needs to get these kills quickly, and they surround him, they swarm him, and all it will be in the end is a bomb plant. CTs take the round.
Yeah, a couple of rounds now, by the way, out of Ryan, where he's gotten some 3Ks and some really impact kills, and he drops down. Well, he gets the first kill on players trying to transition down vents to the smoke. Then he gets the kill onto the player right in vent, like right outside of vent. Then he wraps around, takes down Quesarado. Some big kills, and I honestly did wonder a lot when they're starting to make their changes in the roster, why Ryan was kept on. But it's nice to see that the faith Nifty and Hastro had in him has started to really pay off. He's on 11 kills, currently second on his team, and he's been hitting some pretty good plays here. So nice to see him kind of grow as a player over time.
Well, CT side are going to invest a lot into this round, knowing that there's a force fire coming, and well, you can know he's coming. It doesn't mean you can stop him. Already strong opening pick. Mihu from above is going to need to do some damage, and the transition onto the second player of Vinny was sublime. I like how the bomb's currently just chilling in the back, just like Henny, just waiting for everybody else. Obviously, they don't want to risk it in the early rounds. It's a safe play to make, a smart play, if anything. Does mean he just has to chill back. The team are going to rotate around. The problem is they've lost a lot of the heavy hitters. Art was the one with an SMG. I think Vinny had a rifle as well. Sure, Yuri still has an AK-47, but the remaining 2 players other than him just left with Deagles. Wonder what the plan is here. Moose is actually starting to get a little bit interested in this position. He's going to get spotted, though. Another Deagle like that, and he's dead for sure. In fact, Yuri just peeks out and closes him down. And now an ace needed for the remaining pole. Can he do anything here?
Yuri taking the time. Mihu, he hears them running. Doesn't expect Yuri to be waiting, though. Unfortunate, but that will be FURIA taking the round. We talked about the bomb plant. It got them not around victory, but it got them the money they needed to win the next round after. 8-9. And Envy, they've got nothing to spend, but they're going to invest into it because of that. Loss bonus obviously not going to be there. They got some Deagles, 5-7 in there. I love me some 5-7 action. As long as it's the banana skin. And Nifty gonna be on the USP. I'm assuming trying to save for that AWP.
Not the banana
rounds.
skin.
Aw.
I went and checked.
It's not even a nice skin. It's like a common skin.
Wow, I've never heard an elitist on 5-7 skins. That is a niche. Mihu,
I will give him one.
not gonna last long. Well, I'm sure he'll come back, watch the VOD, and take you up on that offer. Get me some bananas. Never know, maybe he hates bananas. Then it really would cause you pain. Anyway, I think that's enough talking about that. The bomb's going down. And one by one, we start to see CT's, well, at least look to back out of there. Nifty trying to make as much cash as possible. He is not getting that rifle. Art is going to make sure of that. Now it just comes down to the CT side, trying to hold for some exits. If they can steal a gun, that would be fantastic. Calyx, with his beautiful 5-7 skin, going to be waiting at the top of the stairs. And in the meantime, Moose, a little bit tired.
What sound does a moose make, Tom?
Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. Normally, I'd attempt those sort of sounds, but I don't know.
I need to hook you up with a soundboard.
I don't think I've ever
random...
heard a moose. I
Have you ever
imagine
heard
it
a
would be
fox?
loud though. Have I heard of fox?
Yeah, have you ever heard of fox?
It is one of the most disgusting. They're not the nicest sound in the world. I'm not going to recreate that sound because, firstly, I haven't heard it in a while, and secondly, I don't think anybody wants to hear that, other than you.
I thought it was just like a high-pitched little sound. I don't.
Yeah.
You're saying it's like nasty. I don't. No, that's nasty to be honest. We're gonna see. It looks like a quick play coming out of FURIA. Art immediately to get down. Vinny through Hut gets the kill on the Moose with the help of K-Serrato. Yuri's been able to push out on top of Mini and gets himself a quick 2 before Ryan eventually able to shut him down. And FURIA just walking all over Envy, obviously with the save coming through. FURIA was gonna go on the lead, 10-9 off of this. First time in the map, I think.
Ah, you wouldn't be wrong. I think they equalized things, but yeah, it was the last round that actually gave MV back the lead going into the second half. Of course, we're yet to see them with a purchase. Of course, Nifty was saving all of his extra cash just to get that AWP. We'll invest a fair amount into utility. Still quite a bit missing, though. Incendiary is always quite important, especially when it comes to the upper bomb site. To make sure that you can deny any aggressive rushes. That's probably why Ryan has actually purchased into one. Want to make sure that they can't just go blasting through. And it's actually quite a common strategy in these early rounds. When you know they've got their first buy, just barrel into the site. Just try and out-aim them, put the pressure on. Any ideas that were there for the CT side will quickly be diminished. And that seems like the plan already. A sneaky peek, but Nifty a little bit too quick on the trigger. Mooses are holding a passive angle. This is such a good spot if you're just trying to deny players actually wrapping around. And knowing the plan was to go in towards that A site, it was the perfect place to catch anybody rotating. Now the T's, 2v5, barely any damage done, and Henny only on 14 HP. This seems impossible.
It should be. It flat out should be. Looks like they're trying to make their way towards ramp where it's going to be Mihu and Nifty waiting. Nifty's got the angle. Not going to matter, though, when it's Henny and they both chime in and get 2 kills. Now, quickly, the 2v5 turns into a 2-on-3. Bomb does make its way down towards lower. Henny only on 14 health, however. Moose already down here, as well as Calyx. K-Star not clear to plant just yet, and as time ticks away, eventually he's going to be spotted on, and Henny gets another kill. It's been a 2-on-5 into a 2-on-2. K-Star's going to fall, though, and Henny gets himself a third. It's all onto the 1-on-1. Don't tell me you lose this, Envy. And Henny's playing this perfectly. He's not checking the bomb. He doesn't need to because Ryan's giving his position up.
Baiting. He's just playing with him. I don't even think he knows, but, well, with the jump, that will definitely give the position away. Just trying to bait him into the angle. I think he might have just spotted a pixel. But it's just patience from Henny. He's just waiting for his opponent, spots that there's no one on the bomb and just goes to hide in the corner. He is eventually going to get taken down, but there's no time left. Henny with a hell of a clutch. And I said at the beginning, that should be impossible. But somehow, a man with 14 HP after being dinked through a smoke does 273 damage and gets 3 kills.
Really? Like, what the hell? 2 on 5. If Henny doesn't get that shot on a Nifty, they lose the round. If Henny doesn't get a 4K, or 3K, I guess it was in the end, they lose the round. How does that work out for them?
He assisted the bomb. Actually,
Yeah,
wait, no, Ryan didn't actually die, did he? He got away.
No, yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, I mean, let's just say this. Well done by FURIA, capitalizing on the mistakes out of Envy.
Yeah, that is a round that you're going to want to forget. Especially
I mean,
when
you don't win a 5 or a 2v5 without the other team making a mistake or two. Like, there's just be no way.
Well, especially when one of the players has 14 HP. Like, literally, he only died within the last, like, what, 5 seconds of the round? And he took 3 players with him. Ridiculous, but hey. You have to give some credit to Cerrado as well. He definitely helped, but that is slightly ridiculous. And now the T's, with an even bigger advantage than they already had, are going to open things up, wraps around, and okay, maybe this is going a similar way. The 1-player tag, 3 players standing. FURIA definitely don't like to make this easy for themselves.
Well, 2 on 3 now. I don't want to jinx it, but just don't tell me they can win this as well. They still have the bomb in hand. It's still Henny alive. It's not I think Cerrado this time. Tries to go for the plant here, it seems. We're just trying to use the smoke, and Moose is going to take him down. Now Yuri is going to be alone against the 3. A little bit of a redemption story coming in here for Envy in this round. Who should be able to get this one. There you go. Close it out. 11-10. Envy do bounce back after that plunder that was the round before.
Not really sure what's going on, if I'm honest. Like a 2v5. The thing that you missed was you have to say the line, "This should be impossible," and then they'll win the round. Like they're listening in. They're waiting for that to be said.
Well, clearly, you know who I betted on.
Well, we are going to see a buy for both sides, so it's not hurt FURIA that much, although a round with, or 2 rounds with 0 players surviving, but one of them just being a victory does leave you a little bit low on cash, so there's a good chance for T-side to break back. It's still looking like an attempt to brute force into this A site. It will be a quick trade, this time Nifty going down. Ryan, oh, he gets caught dropping, but even hits the headshot as he lands. Cerrado saw him fall and just thought, that's my chance. Instead, each player on Envy's side stepping up when needed. Leaving, again, just 2 standing. Henny is one of them. He always seems to be. He's had a very good game so far. Sneak his way through. Another opener. I do wonder if it will get to the stage where they'll send him in first. It might save quite a lot of lives.
Well, Tom, it is a 2 on 4, and it should be impossible to win. 2 on 2 now. Henny, there's no way he catches Mihu flanking in the back. There we go. Mihu's going to get the kill. Now down to Yuri in the 1 on 2. Do they know he's towards ramp, however? He's going to have a 1v1. He's going to get the kill, and the last player is going to be Moose. 30 seconds left. He does have the bomb on top of this, so he could easily transition back towards upper V1s, but that's the exact direction that Moose is going at the moment. But does Moose go down the vent, or does he stick around? He's got his eyes set up on heaven. This should be a clean kill. This should be Moose getting this. There you go. Envy will get the kill. It was impossible for FURIA there, though it came very close. And now it's all tied up at 11.
Too close for comfort. Envy, they need to make sure that they close out these rounds. It just seems like the last couple of players surviving just get away with so much. I also like the fact that Yuri in that clutch, I'm sure many people have seen it, but he jumps down to ramp to try and fake out the death cam. So the whole point there is that his teammate's supposed to have called to Moose that he's gone the other way. so that then he could just go up to the A side. Unfortunately, maybe he didn't see it, or maybe it just didn't work. So instead, they're actually going to end up being in the same place at the same time. But I always like the idea, just like small details, small ideas from players to try and bamboozle their opposition. Envy actually going to be taking the pause there, and to be honest, I don't blame them. That's now, obviously, the pistol win saved them, really. But that's a couple of rounds where they've been in an advantageous spot, and it's almost slipped away from them. So they definitely need to make sure that if they want to win this game, they need to close out a lot more of those rounds. This is interesting, though. Sure, it was a 1 versus 1. Sure, the CT side economy is weak. But this 5 is not a particularly good one, and neither is that shot.
A little bit of delayed push, though. Does allow 2 players to get down. The other 2 eventually going to make their way through, and somehow not a single player falling to get towards this lower bomb site. Vinny shot on Mihu. Bombs to be planted as well from this, and Envy have not really made their way back into this bomb site, and I don't know sure how they're exactly going to do it. You can see Ryan trying to push back out of lobby. They have actually a couple players here. I think are just going to save. They're saving. Yeah, they don't have the money to buy the next round anyways. And FURIA, only seen 1 man, are going to take the round.
That's straight out of the matchmaking handbook, the vent dive, but done with a little bit more finesse, I guess you could say. FURIA, yeah, just a good round in general. They take a big risk. Of course, when you go for that sort of investment and you don't have that many rifles, you have to. But yeah, didn't expect them to get away with that. And well, the straight up save after not having players in the right positions will mean that MV could at least buy into the next round. I kind of respect teams who are able to make that call, because of course for anybody watching, the temptation is to go for the retake. Like you have the better weaponry, you have utility remaining. But chances are, with the bomb that far ticked and you not knowing where any of the T players currently are, you're not going to make it happen. It's very unlikely. So, yeah, they opt to keep their weaponry. They'll have a buy in this round. If they can break back, it's not that much of an issue. The T's actually still had to buy up the majority of their rifles because they only had a couple anyway. So, it's not actually as bad as it seems for MB.
FURIA is getting very aggressive outside. They're kind of faking it with the smokes as well, trying to make the team think, hey, we're going down secret, when in fact they're actually be going towards main. Look at this. This is going to be a hit on towards the upper bomb side. They spot the player on the back silos. Even Molotov off the pallets is going to be hiding behind the vent. Ryan's at least going to be able to get one. Keeps things equal at 4. Piece Nifty there to help support, but he has been Molotoved off. But that flashbang might have just saved in the round, because the vents are getting straight onto the site. But K-Serrano's going to be there. Takes the head clean off Nifty and trades back and forth between both teams. Down now to a 2-on-1 with Moose, the last man alive. That nade's gonna do some decent damage. Now Henny trying to go for the plant. If Moose actually peeks this here, he can get the bomb stopped, and he does get the bomb plant in the last moment. K-Serrano can't quite hit the shot. Moose drops down. I think his position has been given away as well, and he's going for the stick. K-Serrano, 2 seconds left, 1 second left. He's gonna spray through it, but Moose is gonna clutch it out, and he backs away. Don't tell me he gets the kill. Oh, that was close.
Oh, these rounds are really just squeaky, like so close together. You can hear them chafing. It is a 12-12 scoreline. T-side, of course they're gonna buy. Of course they're gonna buy. Only 1 player surviving. One of your players also lived, so he had an AK already. Are actually deciding to go for the Galil. He could have been handed something by K-Serrano, but not this time. Moose, well, balls of steel in the last round to just stick that diffusal with K-Serrano up against him. Obviously knowing where the last man was, but still a risky play to make nonetheless. I feel like that's what we've seen for the majority of these rounds. Risky plays. A lot of them have been working. Nice nade, but doesn't actually do as much as I expected. It's actually Art to take the brunt of the damage elsewhere, and they're looking like they wanted to challenge onto the ramp, but they're going to be met with Mihu already. An opening pick. He's actually just going to scurry away.
Oh, Art. Don't expect him to be there. Takes 1 kill. Little transition out of Calyx, though, to shut that down as swiftly as it began. Seems like, though, FURIA do want to hit towards the upper bomb side, and it's going to be very difficult to do so. Calyx on the ground. Player in towards rafters. And he's going to be the first out. Spots him out. I was going to say, if he wins that trade, Serrano will exchange his teammate. Look at Calix behind Vent. Moose there too. So a 2-on-3. Mihu behind. I don't see Fury winning this.
Yeah, he's going to go for the peak, and that's an easy couple of kills. Good positioning in the end from Team Envy, and once again, seeing their players perform very well. Mihu right at the top of the board at the moment, 22 and 17. There isn't really too much of a weak link. Surprising to see Nifty actually at the bottom of the board. Now the T's. This is another vent dive, isn't it? They bought an HE and a smoke. So. If they do anything else, I'd be really surprised. The HE goes straight in. Yep, he's gonna... Oh, I love it. They're just gonna run straight through it this time. I think he's just trying to pave the way for the guy with the bomb. However, that has not worked. Calix, in fact, spraying down 3. Bomb's gonna make it down, but Moose was like, come on, man. How many times are you gonna try this?
I mean, still 14-12 though. Furia not with the best funds. Vinny on 3,400, Art on 32. Get timeout come in for Furia. I don't know. I'm trying to think like what can Furia do to get this round. But like some of the rounds they've taken, they should just never have had a right to. Thinking back to the 2-on-5, should never have had that round. I mean, Envy would technically be on 15, maybe 16. Because I think Furia forced in that round.
The pistol round as well. They managed to get down the vent. Like, there's been a few that they've been lucky to get away with. You could say the same for Envy though. Although they've got a lot of early advantages, the fact that they've come close to throwing more rounds than this away. The 1v1 that just went through moments ago. At the same time, they are getting it done. Just 2 rounds away from getting a map victory. I'd like to see more outside control really challenged for. You saw how far Art managed to wrap around just a couple of rounds ago. Again, we're going to see these trades, but this time it is Nifty coming alive with the AWP. Moose on a quick flank. Ooh, that's perfect. He's going to deny the bomb plant. This is going to make things really awkward for the T's now as they're being pressured from different angles. They're going to have to throw out more utility just to try and get the bomb back into their hands. Smoked off. Able to retrieve it at least. Onto Yuri to do that. There's not really a safe position to plant this bomb. Instead, they can try and make their way onto the B site. They are. It's all going to be heard by Moose. All the information available to them. But the T's, at least in this scenario, should have a bomb plant. Mihu is so prepared for it. So much damage done. He leaves Serrano with only 24 HP and 2 players to find. Now, we've seen crazier things happen already in this match. They do have an incendiary, though. If Moose can even place that remotely close to the man on the site, he'll have to scurry into the crosshair of one of these players. The timing is perfect as well with the doors, and there is that incendiary. It wasn't needed in the end, but nonetheless, Envy have hit 15. A map point in their favor, while the money going into the T side will at least be decent. It's still not ideal.
Big case Toronto actually got a little bit lucky there too, because it was Nifty after that first shot he took. He thought he transitioned behind the box on site, but he was still sitting behind the silo. If he kills Moose, then I think that could be a 1 round, because I don't see Nifty retaking that with how much time had already passed. So a little bit of luck, but still works out Envy's favor. 15-12 now. See the buy coming back in for Furia, looking to take it into overtime, and they're going to need 3 rounds straight to pull it off. This is the choice of Envy. Mirage will be coming up next. And if we do need a 3rd and final map, it will be on Inferno. Here we go, Tom. Timeout's now over. What can Furia do to potentially save this round and potentially save this map still?
Whatever it is, or it's going to be flashy, because a lot of their rounds have been. I mentioned Yuri at the beginning of the game. It's been a relatively quiet performance from him. He's definitely had his moments, but not the same level of impact expected from Furia. Of course, this is Envy's map choice. Furia, a team that in the past, well, even ended Astralis' streak on Nuke, so definitely a team well versed in this map.
You see what they did, by the way? That Nifty with the Molotov down the vent, so if they tried to rush it, then they would be straight into fire. I like that.
Yeah, well, they're doing it enough at this point. That nade was so perfect from Mihu. Getting close to 100 damage. Start that FURIA we're looking for. Still trying to watch outside. It's quite interesting the way they're actually playing outside. It's kind of abandoned. They do have a player down out underneath towards the B side just in case. Peek out, completely blind. Calyx, there was nothing he could really do there in case Gerardo's spotting for Nifty, but he's not going to get anything done. The battle outside important, and Mihu's going to win it, leaving just 2 players alive once again. It always seems to be Henny in these clutch situations. Every single time he's going to get spotted out. At least his teammate is. Is he going to make it down the vent again? Is that the plan? No, he's actually watching for the player up above. Vinny, in the meantime, is trying to get up close, and he will manage to find Ryan. It gives him a little bit more of a chance, but they're going to expect 2 players to be within the heavens. Trying to waste their time, and as this bomb plant goes down, this is going to be really tough. There's 2 incendiaries left. They can just try and drop these onto the players' heads if they really wanted to. Instead, they're just still trying to set up utility as they go for this peek. Mihu gets 1, but it is only 1. And now Moose left in a 1v1 situation to give his team the map. If he can take this, but he can't. Vinny is going to clutch things out. A triple kill for the man who's been right near the bottom of the scoreboard for his side. But he stepped up when they needed him. And now just look at the money, Jason. Envy are actually not in a good spot.
That was a 2-on-5 into a 2-on-4 that they're able to win now. Like, and to plant the bomb during all that too. Amazing stuff from FURIA. We're going to see a timeout come in from them yet again. You already said it before, but Envy, the money's not the best. They're just going to go for the pistols here. Just play out for that last round of the half. I'm not calling it out just yet. They still obviously could win this one, but it's going to be very difficult to do so against the way FURIA's been able to kind of rise to the occasion in these last few rounds. Let's see. They have still yet to fully equip themselves, I guess, on both sides. I mean, Moose got 4.5. I'm assuming he can go for at least a pistol here. So it's to hard save it for the like a double op setup. Yeah, actually a little bit surprised to see Envy not buy a little bit more in this round, considering the money they have. I'm missing something. I mean, they don't really have much of a loss bonus, so maybe that's why. Or it was just a little delayed.
Yeah, I think that's mainly it. Loss bonus really isn't that great. Like, it's going to be 1900 going into the next round, so for players like Ryan, he can't actually afford to invest. For the others, okay, you can, but it might leave you with something missing into the next round, which, considering that's going to be the 30th round, basically deciding whether they take the map or it goes to overtime, and I'm sure after having such a good T side of this map, I don't think they want to go to overtime, because recreating that might not be so easy. You have to remember, it was a really slow start to this game for FURIA, and then they managed to break things back and bring it to a reasonable scoreline in the first half. I think if they go on to the CT side this time, it's going to be a lot tougher. They're going to have everything they want, the double AWP straight in. They will have realized a few things, a few tendencies maybe that Envy will have had, so I don't think you're going to want to let them get anywhere near OT, especially on your own map choice. You want to just close this out, keep it comfortable. Already. This wraparound has been quite successful. As I said, they're quite loose on outside, which has been successful for them a lot of the time. It meant they had a good hold over the A site, but it does mean that there's openings, and where there's openings, there's art.
And if you give him those openings, he's going to be able to do exactly what he's been doing for quite a few times now. The super passive hold towards outside is really confusing. Mihu, though. 1v3. Does have the AK. Opting for the deagle, and why not? We can hit shots like that. Still, 14-15. Potential of overtime is in the stars here. And we're going to see the buy-up of both teams with everything they possibly have. There's the op picked up for Nifty. 2 M4s and 2 FAMAS. The rest of the lineup for them. You know, so we even have Henny on an ump. Not a lot of head armor. 3 players missing it, so it wouldn't be the worst. Okay, well, he's gonna get an AK anyways from someone, so it should be fine.
Yeah, there's a Galil and an ump now, just in the spawn for the T's. I don't know what's happened there, but it might have actually hurt them a little bit when it comes to their utility. Still not a huge amount missing, but you definitely don't want to just waste weaponry. It may have just been because they were upgrading a couple of weapons from the previous round. I know that Art did have an so might have just been that. Realizing he had enough money for an AK. But this is the same thing again. As said, Art doesn't really get challenged outside. Now, they do have Moose here this time, so it's an adaptation for Envy, and I think it's a needed one. He started to be a little bit too successful around this outside spot. Flashbang's going to be going down. Calyx has found a kill. Actually going to get a second before being traded out. Art, however, is going to sneak his way through, and actually Yuri's killed the man outside. Now, this could actually work out in Envy's favor, because they will know they've lost this position instead. And in fact, it will. They're going to start getting aggressive, trying to take control, because they know that there's players coming from behind.
And he's just trying to watch this aggression coming through. Mihu as well doing something similar. Ryan's going to take the Art. Mihu's going to drop the bomb now, and it's going to be a 1-on-3. Save the map for FURIA to throw it into overtime. And Yuri's gonna get the first, a relatively easy shot onto Nifty. He's got Ryan on low HP, takes him down and out through the smoke. Don't tell me he sprays. It's actually gonna run away. 20 seconds left. He immediately gets down the vent. He's going for the bomb plant. He's playing for the win. And Mihu, the slight health advantage. His position has been given away. He's been heard. He's running around. He's trying to get into this doorway in time. And Yuri knows exactly where he's gonna be. Mihu, how do you fight your way out of this spot? He does have that one flashbang to potentially open up the push in. Yuri has just trailed directly on him, and look at this, he's even gone above him. Mihu's not going to expect this.
Genius. Yuri, the clutch master. He made that look so easy. The first shot clinical, and everything after that was just for style points. How many rounds are MV going to lose to clutch situations? What was it? 2v5, 2v4, 1v3? They've got to be absolutely kicking themselves, because this map should be done. It should be over. Envy should be sat there in the break, off to the toilet, off chilling for a little bit, planning for Mirage and how they're going to fight things back. And instead, we've hit overtime. And as I said before, if I'm Envy and I've hit OT, I'm starting to worry now.
Especially when this is your map choice, and then you're going into Mirage next against FURIA. I mean, you already said it. Like, they've had so many situations that they should have already won. The 2v5, the 2v4, the 1v3. Like, that should have been a game that was over 3 times now, if not more than that. But still, it is overtime. It's not like it's over just yet. They're going to have the op for Nifty. Like you said before, I'm curious about when we see FURIA swap over, if they're going to continue to run the double op setup that was eventually working out for them. Luckily for Envy, I guess this is one upside, is that they know what FURIA had been doing on this T side, so going straight into the CT side and sticking around. Maybe they finally have been able to concoct a plan to stop the way FURIA have been able to play. And I think one of the good things, or one of the things they could do is, well, stop Art from getting behind you. Stop him from taking outside against you. Give it a little bit more of a challenge, potentially. It's just so difficult to do when you know FURIA can burst through straight into vent whenever they want.
Yeah, that's the trouble. I think they got conditioned to be so worried about this A-site take. The thing is that the round was fine. The way they played the round was fine. It's the way they played the clutch that was bad. That's the issue. Like, the adaptation of Moose outside is spot on. That's what they should be doing. They should be trying to stop Art, and that's what they did. But if you lose a 1v3, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you did in the round. Like, you've still thrown it away. He's actually going to get dinged. But again, Yuri's managed to sneak his way past. They have this player outside, but it's a little bit too loose. This time, though, Calyx is prepared. The T's are going to try and react to this. And making their way in towards the A site. The pixel shot not going to be connected. The 2 versus 4. This time they'll shut it down. Just a round ago and we would have already been sat waiting for map number 2. And the potential of a 3-map series now. Envy have to try and continue what they were doing throughout the match. And just maybe tweak a few things when they're in clutches.
Well, again, you saw a lot more presence outside for Envy. They did lose 1 player to Yuri, but then that was quickly turned on as Calyx flanked in from behind. I feel like almost FURIA might be running out of steam. They need to throw something new, and maybe rushing towards ramp might be it. Nifty's going to miss the shot. He's going to be chased down, and he's going to drop without getting a single kill, unfortunately, which gives the entire ramp room to the T side. going straight down towards lower, not knowing they don't have to worry about the op anymore out of Nifty and leaving Yuri behind to watch for any flanks. The CTs are going to be down here. A little bit of a miss flash out of Mihu. The mobs are getting towards the window, but they're still getting the kills. They net themselves a man advantage off of that in terms of the trade in 2-for-1. Things going to be equal since they lost Nifty early on in the round. Like a stalemate happening now at the lower bomb site.
Yeah. Mihu's just caught a nade. Man advantage goes back. Of course, the T's were so fast at the beginning of the round that they don't have to do anything for a while. Spam through. Does a fair amount of damage, but it's going to be left onto Ryan. 1 versus 2, and Vinny just too quick on the trigger. 16-16, and I have to ask you, Jason, how many times have they attempted that? Because I don't remember them just rushing ramp at all. Like, even putting that much pressure onto the ramp. The fact that it worked so well does make me wonder if that was something that FURIA just thought of now. They're like, have we gone ramp yet? Oh, let's just try that. Oh, it worked. Maybe we should do that again.
I think they know that from Mihu pushing so many times from ramp room that they leave ramp a little bit light, and they have Mihu get aggressive if he has no presence. So I think Nifty being there was a little bit of a shame for Envy, but I don't think they've ever rushed towards ramp room. They've shown some presence, I feel like, but they've never really fully committed to it like we just saw in the last round.
Was the one time that Mihu wasn't there, and well, if you look at the scoreboard, he is the only man with 30 kills. Although there are a few players hot on his heels, Henny definitely one of them. But their way through secret. The problem is the bomb's not with them. Now, it's obviously risky taking the bomb outside, so I can understand that, but they plan to get Yuri to the rest of his team. It seems like they are going to challenge Mihu. Sure, he's ready and waiting. The nade damage so far has been good, tagging them at least a little bit low. Of course, for the T's, they're going to split this. They're going to split ramp from the top and the bottom. This is going to be brutal for Mihu. Like, I don't know how he's going to hold on to this one. He's got players pushing from all angles. He still sprays down 2, however. Just trying to survive at the back of the box. Has the supportive flash. That was so perfectly timed. But Quesarado has managed to find one back. In fact, the second as well. And we know that MV let these rounds slip away. But with 35 seconds left, they're going to try and make their way towards this B side.
Tom, that was another 5-on-2. Quesarado picks up those 2 kills and a Mihu in onto Moose. 20 seconds left. They don't quite have the time to make this happen, but don't tell me again, Envy are going to lose a 5-on-2. Kyle's going to be flanking it from window, takes him down. Henny now in the 1-on-2. He's won this before. Bomb not going to be planted, though, as he doesn't really have the safety to do so. And Kyle's just going to push it at the perfect time. Envy, they won't lose it this time. They'll redeem themselves where they failed before, and they will come out of the first half with a lead in overtime.
It still comes down to fine margins. You have to wonder if Quesarado knew or even just had the idea that there could have been a second player down on those stairs. That could have gone any way. That really could have gone any way. Mihu, though, what an absolute tank. Like, he was 1v5 on that ramp, at least initially. 5 players pushing from 2 different angles, and he gets 3 kills. Granted, the third one was off a fantastic flashbang, but still. CT side, well, it's been a long time since we've seen FURIA play this. See whether or not double upset can be as effective. Of course, this is 10k MR3, so unlike 16k, buying double ops does have big risks. There will be consequences if this doesn't work.
Oh. Nade coming in. Henry getting the kill. Early man advantage. And Mihu again, like they've been able to punish, I think, FURIA on the CT side whenever they go for these peeks up towards secret. That's not the first time Art's died there. I think it's actually like the 3rd time now that I think about it. Typically, he does get 1 kill before that happens, but this time, absolute squat. But still a 4-on-4. Like Envy do want to force things towards outside, and Vinny's already here with a smoke down a little bit early, yeah. But he is prepared. As Envy slowly make their way in towards secret. And Yuri has a potential for a quick rotate. Ryan's also the last one to move. The smokes have disappeared. He spots out Ryan. He gets the bomb down.
Luckily, they're going to be able to retrieve it and get away, but 30 seconds left. There is a lot of information now. Vinny already on the lower bomb site. Wait time spots the heads. Actually hits the dink through the stairs. Not quite as bulletproof as you'd think. They're waiting to try and catch the rotations. In fact, Mihu is going to get that kill and try and double back up, but it's K-Serrado and Yuri who will close out this round. 17-17, scoreline equalized, of course. 19 is the magic number, as the wonderful overlay says just below. Nice that I don't even have to try and do the simplistic math that is handed to me.
I'm a little jealous now that you're using that UI.
Of course,
because I had to think about it.
You could just download it, Jason.
Yeah, I could, but I'm
Like,
lazy.
you have access. Other people at home don't, but they can see what I see, I guess. So that definitely helps them. But yeah, it's nice. I do like looking at this overlay, especially when it's like I can just go, their utility is great. Their utility is great. It's like, thanks, overlay.
Well, we're all tied up now at 17 apiece. 2 rounds left to play. Will we be going to a second overtime? We have a victor from this map. Mirage is our second map in this series. If you guys are wondering, it was chosen by FURIA. And if you're not smart enough to realize it, that means Envy chose this map. So I'll help you out there. Yuri going for an aggressive play outside. You've seen him do this before. He catches Mihu on the transition off the Marshmallow and even gets the tag on a Calyx down to 24 health. Early mana advantage to FURIA.
Ooh, he almost goes down. Moose with some counter spray. Still, once again, the man advantage goes the way of FURIA early in the round. Gonna hand the AK over to Vinny. Still plenty of utility to expend it by both sides. Henny gonna come under pressure, but he just doesn't miss. The CT side opening from him was phenomenal. He was the best player in the first half, even though I think they lost that half. Calyx, though, has managed to wrap around through hell. So they're gonna take control at least of ramp, but on the B side, there's already a player waiting. That secondary AWP now in the hands of Yuri. Actually, Art's gonna go down. This is starting to become a problem. The T's are turning this.
Oh, great position out of Calyx. Also, here's the player going towards Windows side. Yuri trying to play with this smoke. He's got Moose towards his right. I don't think anyone's going to expect on the CT side for Calyx to be boosted up like this, though. You almost have to ask yourself, do you potentially save some of these weapons? You have such little time left. Finally, Calyx doesn't give his position up. The Malta forces him out of that spot, drops it straight into the hands of Yuri, who's going to unfortunately fall from this. Now, K-Serrado, the last alive, just going to have to hoof it out of here.
I like Calyx is another one. Again, when he has a good round, it's a great round. Like, 3 kills. He was in an awkward position for a lot of them, but he does enough. And his wrap around onto the ramp won them the round. I think if he's not there, I'm not even sure they get past Henny. I think everything else was not as difficult. But getting past that man on the ramp was always going to be tough. But you can split up and pincer him in. It becomes a little bit more difficult. MV, once again, they're going to have themselves a map point. Chance to take their choice and lead into Mirage. Mihu has now got to 35 kills. He's gonna try the same thing! I've watched that both times from his POV, and it is just funny watching his body fall off the marshmallow. Ironically, a sticky situation.
Come on.
Even trying to find some sort of trade. Hasn't been handed anything. Smoke gonna go down again. Moose loves spamming these. Walking through it, he's going to be met by the M4 of Vinny. A 2-man advantage now. MV need to pull a FURIA.
Well, that's the start. Nifty getting the first. Henny, there's no way they're expecting there. Ryan's going to fall. Now it's all on Nifty. 1-on-4 for the map victory. Find it hard to see him secure this back. Luckily, he does have the bomb. It's just time is going to start to run thin. 35 seconds left. That first kill will give away his spot. know if actually anyone's even looking up towards heaven at the moment, so it might give an opportunity to pick up a kill. The thing is, he's going towards ramp. He's eventually going to have to make the run for it, and they're going to clearly hear this.
Gives him a chance to get the bomb down, but there's already a player rotating over. I think the realization has come in from the CT side. He walks for as long as humanly possible. Is he going to peek through the Molotov? Ah, that is just awful. I'm disgusted. Nifty's like, well, he's not going to come from there because it's flamed off. But, well, Art has other ideas. Double OT, Jason. This carries on. It's not quite done just yet.
I mean, that's a win-win situation, right? Because if he shoots and Nifty gets off the bomb to kill him, he runs out of time. If he shoots and misses and Nifty still sticks the plant, I mean, he can switch to his pistol and potentially kill him with still time remaining before he does fall. I mean, but I think that was like such a smart play out of him there to secure that one. Don't tell me. Okay, I don't think Mihu's making the jump again. I think he backs off this time.
Third time's the charm.
Oh,
Penny blowing out the door. Blowing out guts as well. Gonna kick things off with the AWP. I said it's not the most common position to play with an AWP, but this man seems to make it work. A sneaky peek from Ryan as he tries to spot any aggression. A little bit wary of the ramp, but it's actually going to be the boost from Queserado. Not something you see very often, and when it is used, it's mainly only used once, but when you get to overtime, you might as well try everything. Very difficult position to clear thoroughly. But if they do hard peek out the angle, you're normally only going to get one kill. I'd be surprised to see anything more. Nonetheless, the T's have made their rotation. They've got to be careful, though, because there is a man on the stairs ready and waiting for them, but Art's going to get caught out. Now the T's with a real opportunity. The only worry is the position of the bomb. Nifty's still waiting in the lobby. They are not dedicated there. In fact, looking like they might try and rotate towards the A site. Henny's starting to get aggressive. This could actually work out, though, because he's so ready for this. Peeking around the corner, Ryan does so much damage, but he doesn't quite kill him off. He gets there in the end. It takes a full clip of bullets, but they're running out of time. 15 seconds left. They're killing absolutely everybody, and only Queserado remains. Somehow, this incredibly slow round from Envy actually catches FURIA out.
yeah, I was getting really worried, actually, with the time. And like you said before, with the position out of Henny. Henny hits that shot. I think round's almost over. But they lose both players trying to push in towards Hut to punish this. Queserado by himself. He will get one kill. He still has 3 more to find. Should be impossible to win this round. He gets a second. Eventually, Mihu's going to come in from behind, and it will be deemed impossible as Envy take the lead again, 19-18 in our second overtime.
Double AWPs are coming back up. This is everything for FURIA. This will be one thing that I do hate in Counter-Strike, but if they lose this round, they're only going to have pistols in OT. I'm not a big fan, but that is the rules, Jason. Fortunately, they're going to have to go big this round. Art definitely looking to do just that. He's waiting outside. Now, we've seen him in this exact position before. I like this, though. He's thrown his own smoke, so if they Molotov, he can get away. So he gets the first pick. They can't throw anything to deny him here. They just have to kill him. Yuri's there to support as well, and Art's getting aggressive. He's looking to peek further out. He's going to find a second. This is what we like to see from the Brazilian AWPer. And now the bomb's stuck outside. This really couldn't be a worse position. They're going to have to just kill basically everybody to try and get it back. But Moose has been able to spot one. The HE might do the work. In fact, it is going to kill off one. However, he's now alone.
I'm not sure how you win this if you're Moose. It'd be difficult to do so as he's going to look to spam away, but his position's not been given up. Heart down to 26, and he's get tagged. He's at 21 HP. Game trying to play off the back of Marshmallow. Try not to be seen so you can wrap around, but time is ticking. 30 seconds left. There's no way all 3 players are going to peek him at the same time. You see how many angles he has to clear before he even drops down. He should be able to rescue the bomb, but we'll expect Art to have been pushed up towards red, or we'll expect Henny to peek in from garage, and I can tell you the answer to that. Nope. 19 now between both teams. Mihu on 36 kills, by the way.
Coming a battle of the Titans. Henny on 32. Quesarado on 30. Everybody in the server above 20, which is always nice to see. Double AWP on the T side. That's a new one.
Art gonna go for this? Oh, it doesn't matter. Moose. It's the kill on him. Man advantage back for Envy in this round. He's just gonna switch things back up to an AK as well. Or I'm assuming I saw them drop an AK to him.
Yuri's just so cheeky with the plays that he goes for. He goes back to the same spot where he just got a kill, and Ryan will be there to punish him for it. Now being reduced to just 1, but, well, still 3 in play total. Quesarado. Oh, he is going to get the first. Second spray down as well, and he gets away as well. That's more important. He can fall back. Turning this into a 2v2 from a 2v4. It's getting boring even saying it at this point. And he also playing the shotgun angle. He doesn't miss those shots. There's not many players who can get away with that, but he's definitely one of them. And it leaves Moose 1 versus 2. His teammates falling like flies. I think he's actually going to hear the footsteps of Quesarado actually rotating to B. So he'll know that there's only going to be 1 player on this A site. It's not really that much of a saving grace, but if he can find that player, and he really does have an opportunity. It's AWP versus AWP. He's going to spot him in the corner, but Henny is lightning fast with his flick. FURIA are going to take 2 on the CT side.
The magic number we're looking for now is 22.
We can see it on the overlay, Jason. God.
I can't. So it was more of for me to confirm to myself via you that it was 22.
Yes, my advanced knowledge has told me.
Advanced knowledge of mathematics.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know if you caught it on the stream, but like Moose did buy up an op after he had an AK, and then he put the AK in spawn, and then like went to go op, which he got the first kill, but then the AK disappeared that he was looking for to pick up, so he's forced on the op the whole time. Art tries to push out through Hut or through Squeaky, gets dunked by a grenade though. And you can see how careful I think Envy are being. Nifty constantly checking for anyone pushing from outside. Doesn't want to let that flank come in again out of Art. But he's already dead. Maybe looking for Yuri, who did try to do it before.
Gonna be able to retrieve the AK. I always like seeing a player who throws their rifle away first so that it doesn't make a sound. It's quite clever. It makes sure that you don't have to drop a gun in that position and reduces the risk. It's going to be this fast push out. They've struggled to get rid of Nifty from heaven, but we'll be able to do it here. Calyx, this is perfect. He's got the timing, and he's going to drop both players. He actually faded away into the vent just before they went for the take. But he gets back in time. 20-20. Both teams now needing both rounds. Otherwise, we are going to be going to a 3rd round of overtime. Looking like we're going to be going late into the night here, Jason. And I feel like it's going to be brutal for whoever loses, especially if it's on Envy's side. If you lose your map choice in this fashion, well, be a little bit worried going into Mirage. Nonetheless, they have played very well.
Ooh, Calyx, he's blinded up. He's Molotov'd up as well. I love this Molotov. He denies that silo position. Smokes as well. The problem is they're not really getting any of these kills, and Art's finally able to get one, but one and done is what they're going to call him for this round. Yuri now the last alive on top of main against 4. Bomb down in sight. Nifty angle directly targeted straight towards him. There's a lot of time to work with here. But honestly, I don't see a world where he clutches this.
Yeah, I think especially with there being such limited positions he could actually be in. I don't think they will have heard him actually drop off Mini, but gonna expect anybody to be that far out? No. Moose. Oh, I don't know how many it's been, Jason. This is something I've lost count on, is how many map points that Envy have actually had. I'm pretty sure FURIA have had 0. They've always been down.
What, Tom? Your fancy overlay doesn't tell you?
No.
Jeez.
It might do. I might just not be. I might not be able to read. I'm definitely not going to blame the overlay for anything. It's a lot more competent than I am.
Well, last round of our second overtime. Envy have the chance to close this out right here, right now. Take us over to Mirage with a map lead. We can see how quick FURIA are taking Secret right off the bat. Be one player down on the CT side to defend against this. It's going to be Moose here, who's had quite a few clutch rounds. He might be able to do it yet again. To sprint out onto 2. It almost gets the transfer onto Vinny. It buys some time. The nade land is one to Vinny. Knocks it down to 16 HP. And this might be it. Mihu chiming in. Art and K Serrato in a 2-on-4 to save the round. Now it's all on K Serrato against 4. And I think Envy might have done it here, Tom.
Oh, until he dies, I'm definitely not going to believe it. But there we go. Calyx is there to close things out. It's been a long first map, but there's still plenty more action to come. Of course, guys, if you are enjoying the show, if you're enjoying the match, if you're enjoying the cast, and you can,